boy.
Ooh, child. Hey.
Changed up on him already.
What is up?
Changed
What
up.
is up, man? We up in here, y'all. Hardwood Knuckleheads, episode 33.
Faded that one out kind of quick. I'm just gonna say
I did.
that was a little fast, a little premature
quick,
on the fade out. But we'll
got a little excited. It's March Madness, dog. I'm excited.
It is that.
So what's up, man? What's good with you?
Let's see. Spent the whole weekend, just kind of. I was at home. It was actually a nice weekend to be home. Just kind of played with the kids and stuff a lot, and we were in the gym. We got some workouts in and got some stuff. I found out a couple things too, that my kids all like to play football. So we was out there playing tackle football this weekend or whatever, which is pretty fun.
Okay.
Seeing how competitive some of them are. Asen doesn't like to not catch the ball. Mm-hmm. And then he tackles people a little bit questionable tackles there. Isley's actually pretty fast, but you can't tackle her because there's a rule. You can't tackle her. She's just too small. So it's just like, right. But she, that was it. Oh, and then real quick, let me ask you real quick. Before we get into the like the all basketball stuff.
Yeah.
So like back in the day when we were kids, right? You played, how you play all the time. Like, do you ever play just baseball, just wiffle ball with just like friends or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that you don't got a whole like big group of people or whatever there, right? And this is maybe just like it might just be two of y'all, it might be three of y'all, or four, whatever. And like we're going, so you pitch to me, I hit, and then I get on base, and then I got to go back up to go hit again. What do you leave at first base?
What do you leave at first base?
Yeah. What was what'd you guys call it when you had to leave that person on like first base and then go back to back?
We just called it runner on first or
ghost runner. You don't call ghost runner?
The ghost runner. Yeah.
Okay. So we call it, So I'm over there playing with Aylin, and so so like I hit and I'm like, I get the first, all right, bam, ghost runner on first. He's like, ghost runner. I'm like, well, what you yes, ghost runner. Oh man, we had a big old argument about what the damn ghost runner. I'm like, bro, you don't know what a ghost runner is? Oh man, it's just like, I was like, I felt like I failed right there. I'm like, okay,
that's funny, dog.
It's one-on-one. You can't stay at first base because you're gonna have to come back and hit. So you leave a ghost runner on,
right?
And that's how the game goes. It's like, well, how you supposed to listen? No, just it's a ghost runner. Just trust me on that. Yeah. So that was that was pretty funny. So we had the little ghost runner episode or incident, I should say. So
okay.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. What about you guys?
Isaiah had a tournament this weekend. It was just a little local tournament.
How was it?
It was all right. They're playing up, so they got to the semis and then they got smacked by some team with some big old kids, bro. They got mollywopped.
You guys, so what are they playing up in the 7th grade then?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's good. That's good for them.
Well, it was a good teaching moments, a lot of teaching moments. You know what I mean? So, but it's funny you say that. Like you had that weird conversation. My kids be random. Like we're driving home from the gym, and all of a sudden, Amari decides he wants to have a deep conversation about how the hell cell phones and radio waves and how the signals and stuff get sent to. This thing got.
This was kind of like the. Didn't you say? Wait, didn't I? Wait, hold on. But you just said Amari said that.
Yes.
Okay, so this is kind of like because Isaiah and Jen had a right.
It went on for way too long, and my brain hurt after, bro.
Hey, sometimes you're like, bro, just stop, come on. Like,
you got questions, and I appreciate it. You doing some deep thought, but
just go ask Jeeves or type it into Google or some shit. Like just go do that.
Yeah, he said it's not real. He said it's not real. He's like the radio waves and whatever, like the fact that somebody knew how to do that is not real. I'm not buying it. He's like, what did he say? He said, like, God came down and he put his hands on the person's head and he gave them the idea. They didn't come up with that. I was like, what are we talking about? It was wild, bro.
Got too much there too. It's like, listen, but I was like, man, don't you got school tomorrow? Like, can't like in your teacher there you can ask? Can't you ask a science teacher or somebody about that when you get to school? Yeah. You asking me like first, well, I don't know if you know. Maybe you do know. But I know I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. It's just
I damn sure don't know. I'm just happy we got it. You know. And he's just like he goes, how the hell? I go, hey Siri, call so and so, and it just calls him. And he goes, that don't make no sense. That's not real. It's the Matrix. Dude was big.
I mean, okay. Now, like, I'll give him something. Like, I'll give him a little bit of credit because I don't really go Matrix on it. But like anything that has to do with Apple phone or whatever, I'm like, that's all Skynet. I'm talking about Terminator, John Connor, like Resistance, like this. I'm like, I saw there's certain things I don't mess with, so I'm with him on that. I don't know if it's the Matrix, but there's certain things I just don't mess with because of the Resistance, and it's like, nah.
I said, why don't you? What I tell him, I said, why don't you look it up? He goes, yeah. Then they give you this big old answer with a bunch of big words that you don't understand. He goes, hey, I'm not gonna ask no questions because they ain't gonna get me. I said, okay, my guy.
They ain't why you asking questions to begin with?
Just crazy.
He said they ain't gonna get me.
They ain't gonna get me. They ain't gonna get me, man. So man, it was wild, bro. It was wild. Yeah, man, dude, big weekend. It's you know, it's March Madness. It's here.
This is by far, like, this week right here.
Yeah.
Well, we're really Thursday through Sunday. I mean, you know, you count Tuesday and Wednesday because now they got some playing games and stuff, but it don't get any better than like what's coming up this weekend.
Nah.
Like Thursday, Friday for sure. Like I for sure am not planning right now. I'm trying not to plan nothing for Thursday. So I can just sit and just watch games and text you all day long and talk about this and that. And then I hope to do the same thing on Friday. This is the first 2 days are just like crazy because there's just so much. I mean, it's like it's a buildup. Like it's a buildup from like the whole year before. You got new teams that have like gotten in, you know, especially you got the selection show yesterday. So now you really got a chance to kind of see, you know, like the makeup of the tournament, the maps, and kind of like what teams are gonna go where. Like, oh, this is I mean, it's like as soon as the schedule came in yesterday, I mean, we're driving back from workout and Aylin's like, Dad, what you got? I'm like, dude, I hadn't even looked at the bracket yet.
You looked at it yet.
Oh no, I didn't get a chance to look. I mean, you're already asking for it, which is great. But it was this is going to be a great time. This is the best time in sports for the whole entire year. I don't think there's nothing else that comes closer to this. So it's
So what you think, man? I mean, I'm sure you glanced at it a few times. I mean, just first glance, like what are your initial takeaways from the bracket?
The first one, I think that UConn has a pretty good route to at least the Sweet 16 or like Elite 8. I mean, I like the FAU and Northwestern one, which is crazy because I think the FAU was like right around this there too, right? They were like a 9 last year. Were they?
Were they a 9?
Or they are like they might have been lower than that, but like them against Northwestern. Yeah, again, any kind of 8-9 matchup, you just hate that because you know you got to play to 1 the next game. So it's like, you know, it's tough to try to, you almost like you either got to be good enough to get into the tournament to get above an 8 or a 9, or you got to try to slip in and then hope that you're like a 10 or 11 or whatever. Because the 8-9 matchup just means that you're playing against the number 1 on that next one. So I really like Iowa State. Like, I don't know about to win it. I don't know about to win it. I feel like, and again, we were talking about this pre-show, like I just won. I feel like just because of what they did, not just in the Big 12 championship game, but how they got there and just how they were clearly the better team in all those games, and they won very, very, handily. Right. They should have got the number 1. Like the last number 1. Like, I know you're a North Carolina guy. I know that. I know you're a USC guy.
I got my
stuff and stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, NC State came in there. They had to win that to get in, I think. And so, they took care of business. But the way that Iowa State handled Houston, and they handled Houston.
Smacked them, bro. They didn't handle them. They murdered them.
Right,
bro.
Yeah. Like, you're like, well, how did they not – And then I think what you said was there too is that like they got the last number 2, which means that if they're going to go through, they're going to have to face, assuming that UConn wins out, right? Are they going to have to end up playing UConn at the end, or am I looking at
they would face UConn in the Elite 8?
Yeah. Right to get to the Final Four. Yeah, so you're just like, wow, like that's not.
And that's my problem with it. Like again, I got my North Carolina gear on. I'm repping. But like you look back at the analytics and the numbers and stuff like that and the resume, like I honestly can't argue Iowa State should have been the fourth number one, which hey, it's cool. This is what pisses me off though. And this is why people get mad at the committee, because like they don't make no damn sense. So
they don't make no sense.
Everybody in the country, outside of them dumbasses in that room trying to figure out the bracket, was thinking it was either going to be North Carolina or Iowa State for the
everybody,
right? So then, how in the hell does Iowa State go from potentially being the last number one to being four? To be in your fourth
to the last
number two seed. That don't make no sense.
Right.
Like none at all. Like I don't get what they were thinking. Like if I was in Ames, Iowa right now, I'd be heated. Like because honestly, you think that the East bracket is ridiculous, actually.
It's pretty stacked right there too. I mean, if you look at, San Diego State, who was Final Four last year. Yeah, Auburn's never a slouch. And then also, did you see Yale win their game at the there too? Like that's a team. Like it's.
There's some things going on in that bracket. Like you don't know. Like Boo Buoy and Northwestern. That you said, that 8-9 game with FAU. That's gonna be a game. Washington State, Drake down.
I feel bad for Washington State that they sent them all the way over East Coast though. For that. Like that's the one where it's like cut. Like I don't know. Like again, like we we're up in the Pacific Northwest, and Lex's family is all Wazoo fans there, right? I mean, like alum and all this kind of stuff, right? And we've gotten a chance to watch them play over like this year, and they're a pretty damn good basketball team. Now, you know what I mean? They lost the game to UW at home. And I think that might have hurt them right there at the end. I think it was like their last scheduled game and stuff, whatever, right? So that kind of hurt them. And then they got into the Pac-12, and then I think they lost. Was it to Colorado that they lost? To Colorado in the semis? Yeah. And I think that if they get to that championship game, then maybe they get a higher seed than 7. But that just sets them up for like a 7-10 matchup against Drake, which I think they can win that one, but then they got to play Iowa State.
You got to play Iowa State. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Iowa State has they're just on a tear right now. Just like, oh man, really like the placing of the, like this, just you got to try to get out of that first weekend. It's like, if you can get out of the first weekend and breathe a little bit, but man, some of these games right there too, like are gonna be, I don't know, like like the Mississippi State Michigan State game. I don't know, like that's a first round game. Like just like
and honestly, like that to me is like I was looking at it like just from my North Carolina standpoint. I'm like, that's kind of a scary game. Like,
oh no, it is right
because Mississippi State's been good all year, but nobody's really talked about them.
Right.
But they played in probably the toughest out. SEC, Big 12, probably the toughest conference. But they've been battle tested. They athletic. They got size. And then on the flip side, if you get Michigan State, then like you get Izzo in the tournament. Like
and you're gonna. That's what I'm saying. Izzo in the tournament. Like
And they've been crappy all year, but like you put him in the tournament, you never.
And now it's a brand new season, though. It's a brand new season. What's the stuff? Like even like when you watch the. Like they were doing little like videos of kind of like everybody trying to get in, who was going to see about that they were going to get into the tournament. I don't know if Michigan State thought they was going to get in yet. Do you see Izzo's face?
No,
he was like until they said their name, like he was kind of like, you know what I mean? It wasn't one of those ones where he's kind of just like waiting to see if they're going to announce. It was kind of like
He had that face as I've heard many people say before. He had a little bit of lemon booty going on. Like he wasn't sure. You know what I mean?
I was like, I don't know. Like I feel like I did enough. It's just like if you didn't study for the final and you just guessed on everything, hoping that it was, I'm wondering like, is it, it's gonna be one of those ones. Did I at least pass? So that's gonna be a tough 9 one right there too.
Oh, we got people in the chat. What up, Arian? Oh, Brandon Hurst, my dude from Flagstaff. Yeah, shout out to Brandon. Prita, where you at?
Prita?
That's Prita's. You remember Brandon?
Oh, I know Prita. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no.
Brandon's Prita's grandson.
Yes. No, that's why I said. Okay, no, that's I remember. Oh, Prita.
Hey, don't be hating on my sweatshirt though, Brandon. Shoot. He's he's actually working at University of New Mexico. And
I was just getting ready to start talking about them.
Yeah. He was at he got video of him at the watch party yesterday. He got to hold the trophy, the Mountain West trophy, and all that and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's doing his thing out there. So shout out to you, Brandon. You doing your thing, man.
But right there, that's not that one right there. Like, I don't know if you really would consider that an upset in 11-6 because New Mexico's been good this year.
Dude, another thing that the committee said that didn't make no sense.
Yeah,
they had to win the tournament to get in. What are you talking about? Like,
they totally shit on the Mountain West. 2 of the teams got to do play-ins.
Bro,
New Mexico's in. I just like Boise State having to do a play-in is crazy. And Colorado State. And that's like that. Yeah, that's nuts.
They basically said that
the Mountain West isn't good enough to have.
They said Mountain West, you're trash, and we don't believe you. Like, that's not right, bro. They did them dirty. All of the seedings bad. Like, all of them got underseeded.
Because what, Utah State? What, they get a 7?
Nah, they got an 8.
Okay, an 8. Oh, well, then another one. Yeah,
they're playing an 8 now. Oh, that's a good. Hey, you know the matchup right there, though. Did you see that?
Ooh,
Sprinkle playing Jamie. Yeah,
ooh,
it's like an old Big Sky matchup.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good one right there.
Oh, we got the gym rats. Like, all the gym rats are in the chat. All Isaiah's boys. They all peeping out the chat. What up, boys?
Like
Ash. Look at these guys. Yeah, they all on spring break. Ain't doing nothing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, they ain't doing nothing.
Oh, but no, like what they did to New Mexico, and I agree. They're gonna beat Clemson. I think
I think they're gonna beat Clemson. Yeah.
And shout out to like the way New Mexico played in the Mountain West tournament over the week. That was
right.
Right. Like Jalen House, and I even tweeted this out. Jalen House, I coached against him in high school, and him and
how good is he,
bro? Like, everything you see him do with how much energy he brings and the emotion, like he's been that way since he's like 14 years old.
That's awesome.
And it's like one of the most terrifying and annoying guards to play. Like, we had a rule because it was him and Javon Blackshear from Grand Canyon who also made the tournament.
Okay.
That was their starting backcourt at Shadow Mountain. Mike Bibby coached them. And I had a rule. This was the rule. I said, listen, we inbound the ball and one of them are guarding you. You pick it up and you give it to somebody else. Like, you do not. That was literally in the scouting report. You better not take 2 dribbles. I swear you will come out of this game.
Right.
They were gonna rip you. It was dumb. Right. So shout out to the Shadow Mountain boys representing. But yeah. That's gonna be a good game. What do you think of where is it at? Oh, there's another game that caught my eye from the first round.
Yeah, because I got a question about a second round for you, but go ahead and ask me that.
Wisconsin, James Madison.
James Madison has been good this year.
Yeah,
they've been good this year, and Wisconsin has been kind of like up and down. Like, they beat, because they beat a couple of, like Q1 teams early, and then they kind of seem like that they fell off. But you always got to pick a couple underdogs there too, because it makes for it. And James Madison was one of the ones that I was gonna pick. But then and maybe they can beat Duke too this year. I don't know. Like, now Duke next year is gonna be crazy. So we won't. So yeah, I mean, with that,
man, we ain't talking about that, bro.
I know you don't want to hear about Duke next year. No, it's fine. Yeah, but I do like James Madison in the first one. What do you think is? What is the hardest second round matchup for the number 1?
The hardest second round matchup for number 1. I actually will go. It's either the Carolina game or it's the Houston.
Yep. Yeah. Right. With Nebraska. Right.
Yeah, yes. Or Texas A&M. Either way.
No, that's the one. That's the one that I was looking at. I was like, oh, that's not an easy game for Houston.
Nah, because, like, dude, 2 weeks ago, like, Nebraska, they made it to the semis of the Big Ten tournament and they lost.
Yeah.
Right. And then, but Texas A&M, like 2 weeks ago, nobody even had them in the tournament. They were done. Like, they had to win the SEC tournament to get in.
Just to get in.
And then they win it, and they kind of look kind of scary doing it.
Right.
Like, so,
like, wait a minute.
That second round matchup with Houston, you could have what's the dudes from Texas A&M, Wade Taylor. against Jamal Shead from Houston. Like that guard matchup is crazy. Then you have
can have the other matchup,
Jamal Shead or my dude Kenzay Tominaga.
Yes, I was waiting for it. Yes, I was waiting for it.
He gets buckets, bro.
Right.
So yeah, that's that. I probably would lean toward that one. That's gonna be a hell of a second round matchup.
I think that one's gonna be. Kentucky got a favorable though. You think them as like a 3 seed?
Dude, I'm not buying Kentucky, bro. I'm not. Like, okay.
Really?
So like, can they beat Oakland? Yes. But I actually think they might lose to their second round game. Here's my reason why. Here's my reason, right? So obviously they got way more talent than anybody else, right? Amari's a huge fan of Rob Dillingham. He's a bucket getter. They got Reed Shepherd. They got dudes. But they still young, bro. Like, in a tournament, like if things ain't going your way on that stage, how you gonna react? Like, right. I don't know, man. I'm not buying. Like, I get it. They're talented, but I think they're gonna lose second round.
You think so?
I think they're gonna be two. They're gonna win one game and they're gone.
And then they're out.
They're gone. Yeah, they're out.
Which one of the middle seeds you think has the easiest path to the Sweet 16?
Middle seeds meaning what? Like
I don't know. Let's say middle seed. Let's go from 4 to 7. Not doing 8-9.
4 to 7. I would
look
say
at Kansas. Kansas is going to end up what? Kansas with maybe a Gonzaga game to go to Sweet 16, and Kansas just not playing. But
are they healthy too?
Huh?
Are they healthy too?
Right. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like Kansas and like Gonzaga in like a possible matchup to go to Sweet 16. But I don't know much about McNeese State this year. Like like some of these lower ones.
Hey.
Oh, really?
McNeese State gonna beat Gonzaga.
You think so?
I'm calling it.
You gonna call? Okay. I always go with like at least 1 or 2 12-5, like a 12 over the 5. So
I think I did a bracket this morning. I did my first like stupid bracket. Like you just throw on.
Yeah.
I picked McNeese State to beat Gonzaga, and I actually picked Samford to beat Kansas.
You beat.
I went crazy, bro.
You just went crazy. So you're just like,
because here's the thing. Like Kansas should beat them, but Kansas really only got like 5 dudes. Like they literally they don't have no bench, like. And if McCullough and Dickinson ain't healthy, then
they're gonna be. They're going to be able to get beat.
And Samford just gets up and presses all game. They just get in you all game long. That's all they do.
Okay.
In the full court, half court.
Okay. Well, this.
Yeah.
Because I do love pressing teams. I like because they make breaks for themselves. At some point, they're going to get those. Like they're going to get 1 or 2 steals, force you to do something. Okay. All right. Okay. So well, I appreciate the scout on Samford. Then okay. So
Oh yeah. And then, like I said, McNeese State, like I think that's Will Wade. Will Wade is the old LSU.
Oh yes, Will Wade, the guy that was over LSU.
Yeah, they got fired for giving that strong ass offer. Remember that?
Yes, but before LSU, he was what? I think he was at Louisiana Tech before he went to LSU.
I can't remember where he was prior to that, but he's taking. I think everywhere he's gone, he's taking teams to the tournament.
Oh,
so
yeah.
And this is the best year that they've had in forever. Like they weren't even close to being good last year, and now they've won 27, 28 games, something like that.
Right.
Like Gonzaga was like iffy this year, bro. Like
I mean, Gonzaga lost to UW this year. They lost to some game, they lost some games earlier just during the season. You're like, man, that's not usually how you guys play.
No,
they got better guard play, and they've got and they've got some better outside shooting and stuff. And so it's not the same. The same Gonzaga as we've been seeing. You know what I mean? This is almost like at the beginning of when they were first starting to get in. Like you're kind of like like we don't know about this team or whatever. Like once they finally found their flow, there was years, damn near decades, where it was like where you knew there was like, oh shit, you don't want to play Gonzaga, and now I don't know if this year if it's the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, right.
Because up until a few weeks ago, they weren't even in the tournament until they beat Kentucky, right?
Exactly. Right. Yes.
And they have been playing better since then. But they weren't even in the tournament. Nobody was like, they're gone. They're done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, what do you think about that South Carolina Oregon game?
I was actually just looking at that because I was like, that's another number 11-6, which is crazy because again, Oregon at an 11, like don't look at them like you would look like at a Western Kentucky at 11. Or you know what I mean, or somebody else. I mean, that's like a Pac. You know, that's a Pac-12 one that just won the Pac-12.
Yeah,
and you know, I mean,
feeling good about themselves.
They were going to get in, were they? Were they going to get in? No. That's what I'm saying. So they weren't going to get in, and so now, I mean, South Carolina's been playing great all year. Right. You don't want to run into
a hot team,
a champion team that's got like that has that because that just it's those. I mean, I'm gonna go with South Carolina because I'm not really looking at that 11-6 on that one just because of Oregon. But I'm gonna go with South Carolina. But Creighton there too, like in the Big East, they played well this year,
right?
And you know, and I mean, and they got Coach McDermott still got them playing. You know, I don't know. They're going to be a team there too, to where I think they could get to a Sweet 16 or maybe even deeper than that there too. Like I don't think that the matchup against South Carolina, I think that one's going to be a crazy. You know, that's a nutty one.
And this is a question we'll ask toward the end of the show. All right, because I do want to get your just initial Final Four thoughts, but I'll just tell you right now, I have Creighton in the Final Four. And
really?
I got them in the Final Four.
I'm telling you, they've been. Yeah.
They play a style that like they shoot it, they push the tempo.
The ball, though, like they've got
they got a 7-footer. Like
they've got all the pieces that you're gonna need.
Yeah, I got a sneaky suspicion that could be a sneaky pick.
Right. So. Real quick, they're just okay. So just thinking about the Creighton one, not Creighton so much. Did you see the end of the Akron and Kent State?
Oh,
hey.
This poor dude, bro.
Hey, I felt so like because you know what it was. You know, we thought they were down 1.
Yes.
When they made the basket, like he thought they were down. Oh, and it was like because
it's the worst thing.
I was watching the game with Aylin. I was like, and I was like, Aylin, what do I always say that you always have to remember, like when you're out there? And we always talk about you got no time, score, possession, and fouls. You have to know those. You have to know that. Because in the game like that, like he's making the play that you would if you were down 1, right?
Right.
But the problem is that like in that, but it was just like, and then again for them, I mean, that was what Kent State was. I mean, they were a 7 or 8 in just their tournament. So, and so, I mean, like they actually had a chance to win that one. And then the coach.
It was like we were driving somewhere. I think we were driving back from practice and Amari was asking me, he was like, Dad, did you see what happened in this game? And I'm like, I already know what you're talking about. He goes, what? I'm like, it's that bad. He goes, I can't believe it. He goes, so I started explaining to him like, yo, like at that level with those tournaments, that's everything. Like that's your shot to get in.
Right.
And for that poor young man, dude,
bad for him. No, I'm just saying, like I feel bad. Like it's like if you're the coach, man, like you like that's got to be one a game. You just got to put your arm around him and just be like, look, man, like, just hey, we all make, you know what I mean? It just like you could just see it in his face there too. Like he looked like he's seen a ghost. Like he was done on that. And I just felt so bad because it's like the dude goes up and then he hits the first free throw. They try to call the timeout to ice him.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? To try to do anything that they can. And then when he hit that second, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Because it was like the way that they inbounded the ball. I don't even know if Akron had a timeout. So they were just trying to get down the floor as quickly as they could. And it was just someone didn't get fouled. And you're just like, man, just not
good. That was heartbreaking.
That was tough. That was a lot tougher than watching when we were talking about the girls' SEC tournament the week before.
Oh yeah,
when like Tennessee allowed South Carolina to hit that.
That
was kind of like you just let them shoot the ball. Like you didn't even guard it. This one was like it was almost kind of reminiscent of when J.R. Smith got the offensive rebound.
Dribbled out.
And then he dribbled out. You're just like, bro, like you didn't even know. But again, I mean, it just shows you
LeBron at half court talking about, brother, what are you doing?
He was so mad. But it's just like even at the professional level, right? You can still have those lapses.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens all the time. I mean,
teachable moments, man. Teachable moments.
Man, it's just like I just feel bad. I just hope he's. Oh no, I hope he's surrounded by people that care about him right now. This is one of those ones that like that shit ain't gonna leave your mind for a while.
No,
you know what I mean? It's not gonna leave your mind for a while. Guys that you played with, like I mean, that like this is something that they were all a part of, that they all like had to all go through and stuff. And so I just hope that he's just being, like he's got to have love and support right now. That's just that's a tough way to end the season. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man.
It's tough. Yeah.
You'd almost rather them just turn around and just throw that shit from like 75 feet and it just went in. You'd be like, hey, like, then to like foul on like a one where you shouldn't have, man. Yeah, that's so yeah.
All right. We kind of talked about this, but yeah, I mean, for you, just initial looks, like who do you think has the biggest complaints as far as like where they were seated, like their path to the Final Four, potential path? Like of all the teams, I got a few, but we already hit Iowa State. Like
we did hit Iowa State, yeah.
I think that was just
I think Iowa State is that one's going to be tough for them, like to get there. I think that
I already got. Here's one. I'm gonna give you one right now. I wanted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the tournament.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, okay, right. Indiana State.
And I know the weekend was crazy. We had a bunch of bid stealers with
bunch of
State, apparently New Mexico, whatever.
Right.
Who else?
NC State stole one. Oregon stole one as well.
Oregon, yeah. So I think they said there was 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so Indiana State gets pushed down the pecking order, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I was Indiana State, I'd be mad as hell for not getting in, because sorry ass Virginia's in the tournament and they can't even score 50 points a game.
Virginia don't even score, right? It just there's
what the hell, that they should not be in the tournament. I know they put them in the first 4, they got to play in day, but they are not good.
Sometimes though, you put a team in that can play in the first 4 and like you can kind of give them some momentum.
That ain't them.
Like, right? No, I'm just okay. All right. He said that ain't there. I said, listen,
that ain't them. Shit, they are trash, bro. I'm sick of that. They giving these big schools, just giving them.
Give it to them just so that way that they can try to. I think that they give it to them just so that way that when they start doing the mergers later on and when they talk, they can talk about how like how much the Big 12 and SEC and all these like power conferences are putting into the tournament. It's like I mean, because what the Pac got 4 when really they should have got 3. The ACC got 4 when really they should have got 3. Like
Big East only gets 3.
Right, that's crazy. Right,
that was crazy.
That was nuts, right there.
So outside of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Indiana State, like if I'm the Big East, I'm like no Patino.
No, right. That's just no. My thing was St. John. I feel like St. John should have got in.
Right. I mean, Thursday. So they played in the Big East semis Thursday.
In the semis, they lost 95-90 to UConn.
Lost a great game. They lost a great game. And everybody was like, they're in. They're good. And then things started happening, and it's like, y'all ain't gonna get it.
Some of these mid skillers are just it like sucks because it's like even in like the Pac, like Arizona or Washington State should have won that conference championship because one of them was gonna. I mean, both of those were gonna be qualifiers anyway. You give the automatic to one of them, so that you take one away from like the Pac-12, and then maybe that means in the Big East or somebody else they could have got in, but they didn't. But they didn't get it. And then who else didn't get in there? Somebody else declined there too that they weren't even going to play in the NIT.
Oh, Seton Hall.
Yeah, because that's what's his name? The guy that was at St. Peter's last year.
Shaheen Holloway, yeah.
And they were gonna, that's just, and it would have been, and it's crazy because St. Peter's is back in the tournament, so he left the school to go to Seton Hall, and now St. Peter's is back in. I'm like, oh. And I don't know.
And so like, all those teams should be upset because Virginia gets into the tournament. Michigan State gets a 9 seed. Like they were so basically what you're saying is they were like firmly in the tournament.
Right. Exactly.
Like, come on now. Like, nah.
Right.
The one there's this game, and if I was on the other end, I'd be upset. Dayton. Although I think they got a higher seed than they should, right? I don't think because they weren't playing their best basketball.
Yeah, right? But they're going to have to play Arizona in the second round.
Yeah, but they got to play Nevada, which is like Nevada is good. And it's in Salt Lake. You got to travel from Ohio to Salt Lake, which is right in their backyard.
Right. They're gonna have people there. They're gonna have people in Salt Lake for that. Okay. I didn't know it was gonna be in Salt Lake. Okay.
So
I've been liking Dayton. Dayton's been good this year. Like the couple times that I've watched them play, they've been fun to watch. But like the Long Beach State one, I like their story because they were done with the coach. They were done with the coach.
Coach Monson.
Yep. Whatever. Like we'll let you finish it, and then they get into the tournament. Last time, I'm like, man, like that's just like that feel good, which is crazy because I think that when Coach when he got there, Coach Monson, I think that like that was at the beginning. I think that either I was starting college basketball or might have been like my last.
He's been there a while.
He's been there for a little bit, because I remember, like their jerseys used to say the beach on them.
The beach, the
beach. I remember that. They always have some guys that can play. So that was, that's a pretty cool story for them, though. I'm excited for them. Now they got to play Arizona, which
that's that.
Who knows? Arizona has shown there too that that they can be beaten against against different kind of teams and stuff. So
Brandon asked, do you guys trust Arizona in the tournament? That side of the bracket, they can be set up either to get to a Final Four or lose. I agree. They should get to the Elite Eight easily, but but here's the thing though. I don't think honestly I kind of disagree with that because they should win the first round. They should win the second round. The third game, you got to play Baylor. You got to play Baylor, and I don't think they beat Baylor.
Right.
I don't think so.
Baylor long, they're athletic. They're going to be able to match them with the bigs on the inside. It's going to come down. And then it's just like also there too. Is Caleb Love, is he going to show up and is he going to play in the turn? I'm just saying, is he going to, because
he's looking ahead, looking at that Elite Eight matchup. Against with North Carolina.
Then let's make sure we take care of the games before that.
Yeah.
Now, if they did, that would definitely be one of those fun games to be able to watch. Not just that, but then also Baycott's is on the other side, and he gonna want to try to have some payback. Leaving. So that would be a good one. So
yeah, absolutely. No, that's kind of the St. Mary's Grand Canyon game is going to be interesting. Grand Canyon, man, they good, boy.
They are.
Boys, they got some. Did you? Wait, hold on. We got to.
Yes. At the end of the game,
bro.
Hey, Bryce Drew, so smart though. He ran out there and made sure that y'all been. No, it wasn't even that though. I feel like there must have been a talk earlier because all those coaches were already
they were ready. They were ready.
They was all holding them back. You better not cross over that line. We have to play next. So he's like, look, and it was also maybe you don't dunk it in that one. But.
No, I get it. If this is a regular season game, hey man, pull that thing out. Don't you dare dunk it. But if you about to head to the tournament, go get your dunk on, and I'm not gonna say nothing about it.
Okay.
I wasn't even upset that my dude went over and chucked him.
Yeah, because you almost knew that was gonna happen.
Hey man, that wasn't cool.
Yeah, for real.
But my dude went dodgeball, and I was watching. We were all sitting on the couch watching the game. I laughed for 10, 15 minutes. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in a game. My dude was like, "Ooh." He chucked him. Hey man, you dunked that ball. I'm gonna get you.
Then threw it at him, and then Bryce Drew just ran out there so fast though too. He was just no, just get everybody back. He been there before though. He understand the stakes. But them against. St. Mary's has been good this year, but again, Grand Canyon's. That's going to be a very fun.
I think that's probably one of the best first round games, to be honest. Because Grand Canyon has size, they got good guards. Mm-hmm. They got a great story. Their best player, Tyon Grant Foster, coming back from some heart issues he had as a freshman. He missed 2 years of basketball and then had to play. I think he went JUCO and then transferred. He's been through it. So
right. This is one of those stories.
Cool story.
Those good stories from there too. I like that.
Yep. That's the beauty of the tournament, man. They get all these cool stories Duquesne
with the coach.
the coach who coached LeBron in high school.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, cool story. I heard he actually I think it got out today that he's going to retire at the end of the season, probably because his wife has been dealing with cancer. So
he's got some stuff.
He's going out on a high note, like,
That's awesome.
So Greg Campy from Oakland. I heard a crazy story about him. Like, he's been there for like 40 something years, something like that.
In Oakland?
At Oakland, it's Oakland in Michigan.
It's not Oakland, California. Yeah. Right.
But I heard this crazy story about him, how he almost died one year on the recruiting trail. Like, he was out at Peach Jam. He wasn't feeling good. He just decided like he needed to go back home. He went back home. He was having like hot flashes, chills. He was like, I'm gonna get in the hot tub and maybe to try to to warm myself up. He wasn't feeling better, so he finally decided to get his butt out of the jacuzzi and go to the hospital. And they basically said he was going into sepsis. Like, and had he not gone to the hospital when he did, 80% of people at his age in that situation,
that's a fatality.
So it's just, crazy story. And I from everything I've heard, he's like one of the best coaches. And like everybody
loves him. Yeah, right. Got nothing bad to say about him at all. Nothing bad at all. So that's those ones are always those heartfelt ones that you almost want to just pull for him. And it's like that's what makes it fun during like the thing. Like, you pick a team like, I don't know, but it's like things like that, like all those different things, because it's just different emotions that are attached to it. There are two of the players just, players respond differently. That's things like that. Like, think about the 1 year again, like go back to when Louisville and Duke played in that game where Kevin Ware broke his leg.
Oh man.
Remember? Okay,
so bring that up. That's never gonna leave my mind.
No. It can't leave anybody's mind who saw it, because it was because you saw it and you're like, wait, that just actually happened, right? Because remember, like you got Peyton Siva, and then you got Russ. You got all of them just emotion. Tears and this. And then they've got to get back out there and they got to go play a game. Like they got to go play the game. And, and then it would, because Duke was ahead at that time. And then it was like the emotion, they flipped and they turned it. And then they ended up going through it. And I think that didn't they win it that year?
They won that year.
They won it that year. But so it's like emotions, things like that are just newfound inspirations, or just, those are things, especially like, that all the teams are going to go through. Just some of them have like different ones that that are going to come out. So it always just makes for great stories or two. And again, I'm probably sure that there's going to be more. We just haven't heard it, because know that
we will come Wednesday, Thursday.
Exactly right. Exactly. So that's going to be fun.
It's just the beauty of the event, Right. So looking forward to that for sure.
Now, I know that you said that earlier. You already said that you had Creighton as a Final Four team.
Yeah.
Does that mean that you have all the other number ones going to the Final Four?
All right. So we go with. Oh no, that's the wrong thing, guys. This is live TV. Here we go, and I'm screwing it up. All right. First glance. So I got Creighton beating Purdue. Right, so that's number one that's gone.
Okay.
I do have, see, and this was the hard, because I don't like to just go 1-1-1.
I don't like it either. Yeah.
But there's
some ones that going to be there. I like.
Who's going to beat UConn?
That's what I'm saying. Like Iowa State has to play outside of their mind. Like if it gets to that, I don't even think. Because like that's the one where I look at. I don't know if there's anybody that is going to give UConn a matchup. Like I just
don't see it.
I just don't see it. Like I think they're the best team in college basketball right now. Like they showed it last year. In the tournament they just ran through everybody.
Right.
And I just think that this year, and they're healthy, so it's like I don't know.
And then it's scary because like UConn, Houston, and then I did have I had North Carolina coming out. That's the one I'm like least confident about, But here's the thing, damn well most of America is going to look at their brackets and think the same thing, and there ain't no way that shit's going to happen. Like there's going to be some upsets, like we talked about earlier. FAU, what if FAU like just turns it on again,
right?
And they beat them in the second round. Everybody will be shocked out. Like we won't be surprised, but we'll be very
right. But crazy. Exactly right. Yes, right.
The Houston A&M game or Houston, Nebraska second round game. That's
not an easy one, especially because it's just because I don't know, like if you're Nebraska or you're A&M on that one there, right?
Yeah,
A&M is who they're watching it, right? And like if you got any film looking, I'm like, okay, what did Iowa State do in that game? Because there's very fresh, there's recent film about like, oh, this is what, you know what I mean? It wasn't like that you got to go back to like December and say, wow, like how did this team be like? They got handled.
They got smacked.
They got handled. And so now you're like, okay, so I just that gives them.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, how was Houston going to respond like to getting punched in the mouth like that? See, this is what happens. I got random kids just at home and they just walk around the house just yelling stuff. Did you hear what he said?
No, it's just something.
It was random. He was like, "I got UNC," and then he went, "Boom, boom, clock, man." What the hell is going on in my house, man? But yeah. So like, how is Houston going to respond to that? That's the crazy thing. Like, we'll see, man. We just have to. That's gonna be a hell of a matchup. I mean, and then I mean. And this goes to the other question, like who has the toughest path? I agree. I think it's the East or the South. The South with Houston, but like there's Kentucky lurking, there's Duke lurking,
right?
There's Marquette that we haven't mentioned one time today,
right? And I think that Marquette is. I think they're low key dangerous. Like they're just I like Shaka Smart. I like how he gets his guys to play and they play hard and they play for for a reason and for purpose. I don't know.
And they went toe to toe with UConn in that Big East title game up until they just ran out of gas, and that was without Tyler Kolek.
Right.
He's coming back. Are they going to get on the run?
You only got to be better than UConn one game.
One game.
That's it. Like just like you only got to do it one time. Like you don't got to do it 7. It's not a best of this or that. Like it's one time when you got to do it.
Yeah.
What on the hold on, wait. So on the 15-2 matchups or like the 16-1, do you see are there any upsets that you have? Or I mean anything that you looks like, well, like I don't know if St. Peter's is the same St. Peter's as last year, and I don't know what Tennessee's like. So I don't know that one. Western Kentucky Marquette. What you got?
Let me take a peek here.
I mean, Long Beach State and Arizona, I don't know.
That's definitely not it. That ain't it.
And then South Dakota State, Iowa State. I just don't do it because I think Iowa State's on a mission. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that game prior to like that a Big 12 championship game, that was just hey, we're in the tournament too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Y'all better see us.
Exactly. Yeah. Y'all better stop talking about UConn and stop talking about everybody else. Like, y'all better put some respect on our name there too. Because that was one of them smackings.
I think if any of them, I would say of the 15s, like South Dakota State, maybe. Again, it's Iowa State, so I'm just not buying.
Right.
But I look at the 14 seeds and the one game or the 14 or the 13s.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I said Samford. I think Samford's gonna beat KU, right? That's 113. Then that Yale.
Right. Auburn. I was just because Auburn's been like, I like Auburn because I like Bruce Pearl, but they've been so, they've been so like, they've been so that it's and Yale got in on like a buzzer beater at the end to get into the game. I mean, there's different kind of momentums that take you into the game there too. So I don't know,
the Duke Vermont game is interesting because Vermont plays one of the slowest paces of anybody in the country. Like they like
even slower than Virginia.
Maybe they're in the like literally probably in the last. They're 300 and something in pace.
Really?
Yeah.
So they really just trying to hold that thing.
Yeah, and so, but they have teams in their league that are like top 20 in pace,
which is crazy.
So they
got in, so they imposed their pace, and
right.
So
it's like. Will they be able to do that to Duke to a point where it makes Duke uncomfortable? And you get, because all those teams from the 13 seeds to the 15 seeds, all they're hoping for is to get to the second half under that 12-minute timeout TV timeout. That's what their goal is.
That's what it is. And we can get it there and like we're either up 3 or down 3 or up 4, down 4. It's like, and then now you just make it just the that's
because the building shifts.
Right.
Everybody in the building is rooting for you now.
Exactly right. If we could just buy time until like that, what's that first, second, what that third media timeout or that right. Just like here we go. That's now we can kind of go do it. Ooh, that's gonna be this year, boy. We say this every year, like, bro. Yeah, I feel like that we do, but I think that this one, I mean, like, you look at all these matchups, you're like, man, wait. I mean, even just some of the teams out of the Power Fives that are at such lower seeds right there, like that's the part where it's like, just you can really kind of see where the changing of the landscape of basketball, a lot of the transfer portal stuff and everything else is starting to, I think, kind of play different factors into it there. You know what I mean? I mean, you're getting a lot of these mid-majors ones that are now getting higher seeds and they're getting teams in there and stuff. And it won't be before, too long that, I mean, even like the Mountain West, what'd they get? 7, 8 teams in?
They got
6. What'd they get? 6?
I think
and it probably should have been more than that.
Yeah. They could have, I mean, you could have made an argument maybe for UNLV, the way they were playing at the end of the year.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, man, storyline below. Hey, here's the other thing, and I did before we get out of here. And we're gonna come back on Wednesday
morning. We're going live with all of our picks. Yep,
everything. We're going game by game. But before we get out of here, there's another team that like could be like nobody's. Well, there's 2. I'm gonna give you 2.
Okay. Just
initial thoughts. First one, Colorado playing in the first 4, right?
Against who they got? Virginia.
They are playing. Are they playing Virginia? No, they're playing Boise State, which another team that got jacked.
That's right. Oh no!
Did you see Boise State's reaction when they saw their name when they filmed them? They film all the teams and
were they pissed?
Bro, they were all sitting there and they were just like, like they couldn't believe it. And like I think everybody couldn't believe it. They were
like that they have to do the play-in or that they got in.
Yeah, not that they got in, but they had to go that they got sent to Dayton, which is. And here's the other thing, man. There's so many things. Colorado and Colorado State are in Dayton.
Right.
They're both in Dayton. So what's that gonna feel like for Boise? Are they playing on different days? They are playing on different days. So and not that they would root for each other.
Right, but still, right. But I would there too. Keep the conferences and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's just wild. So but going back to Colorado, team that kind of, played okay, lost in the Pac-12 title game, but they got dudes.
Mm-hmm.
They got dudes. And like if they can win the first game, I think they end up playing. I think they fall into the bracket against Texas. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or no. Colorado would end up in the bracket against Florida up in the South. And Florida just lost their big dude, unfortunately, I think in the SEC tournament game with a broken leg.
Oh, so he's done.
So they're down a big.
Changes things.
And Colorado's got some size. So I'm picking them to win. So that could be
either way, whether or not it's Boise State or Colorado, that could be a 10-7 upset right there too on either side.
I picked that game. Yep.
Okay.
So there's one to watch out. The other thing I was just peeking at was BYU, bro. BYU shoots a ton of threes. They move it. They're kind of like Creighton, and they got they get Duquesne, and then you can get Illinois.
And what do we know about Illinois this year?
Man, they won the Big Ten tournament. Like they've been good all year.
But who's really like in the Big Ten? Like, is there anybody who you think can make it deep?
Illinois got the pieces because they got big guards. They got Terrence Shannon, who's probably going to be a first-team All-American.
Okay.
They got Hawkins, who, like, that dude cracks me up because he out there just talking shit to everybody. It looked like he want to fight everybody.
Right.
I mean? But he can play. They got, like I said, they got big guards. Domas can shoot it. Like, they're talented. Wait.
What'd you call him? What's his name? Because I thought you said something else. What? Wait, what'd you say? Wait, what's his name? Say it again. Because I thought you called.
I was thinking when I said it, I was like, is he gonna question me on it? Look, I can't remember the first name, but the kid's last name is Domask. It's Domask, okay? Not dumbass. It's Domask, bro. You can't take you nowhere, bro. Can't take
that's
you
what
nowhere.
I thought you were calling him a dumbass. Wait. I thought you were talking good about him. Now all of a sudden you just wait. What is his name?
Bro. His name is man. The last name is Domask. I don't know where he's from. Poland, something. I don't know. But he good though. Leave that man alone, man.
His first name was Ima. That would be funny.
Yeah, see, you ain't right for that. You ain't right for that, man. You ain't right. Nah. Cold world.
That sounds like something that Bart Simpson would call and then try to prank you on in The Simpsons.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Please tell me. Look, all right. And we gonna end on this, okay? Because we might get kicked off the airways after this. Please tell me you saw the jersey exchange in the NBA. I don't know who the one player was, but his last name was Black, right? The other dude is Grady Dick. Okay, so they decided to do it.
They did not change it.
So they decided to. They tried to.
No, it just.
So the dude, or whatever his last name is, Black. He goes over and he tells like a cameraman, and he's standing when he first talks. When he's talking to Grady initially, he's on this side of him, like on his right. So you can hear him, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna do this change." He goes over, gets the cameraman. He comes back. They switch jerseys, and he steps to the other side of Grady. So when they take the picture, you know what it says.
Yeah.
I was like,
you're like, did you guys like if you're the cameraman, are you like who's supposed to be in there and be like, hey, listen,
yeah, I can't do it.
I take this, like I just so we're clear,
bro.
Okay, I just make sure that you
wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and start this music before we get thrown in jail, before they come for us, bro. They're not coming for me. We still got shows to give. We got shows to give.
Wednesday morning though, right? What time we doing Wednesday?
Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon. We go 12 o'clock.
Wednesday
right?
afternoon. That's right. Wednesday afternoon 12. Yep. Wednesday afternoon 12.
We'll be back picking the brackets. If you enjoyed the show, we appreciate you. If you tuned in, come back, join us next on Wednesday. We'll keep having some fun with this, and man, March Madness, baby. March Madness.
Let's get it.
Awesome, man. Well, I'll holler at you on Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Peace.